Now at 10, how a shortage of baby formula is affecting parents in the 4 states. Plus, the Joplin School Board decides whether to increase pay for most staff positions. And an Amazon Prime film crew visits the campus of Missouri Southern to hear from students for a new show.
4 states' most watched news starts now.
Joplin School District staff members are going to see some pay raises. This is KOAM News at 10. The Joplin Board of Education tonight approved an updated agreement with employees' bargaining units to provide the raises across most positions. Those units, Joplin National Education Association and Joplin Education and Support Professionals, have been fighting for pay increases. The amount of the increase will depend on how long the employee has worked for the district.
I want to work where our students are taken care of, and also the fact that we have an opportunity to not only have good working conditions, but we also have a voice. And that's the difference at Joplin Schools. Our teachers have a voice here. If there's any issues, we take care of it immediately and make sure it's a good working environment.
The agreement for bus drivers, custodians, and maintenance workers will be in place until June 30th of 2023. For teachers, librarians, and counselors, it will run until June 30th of 2024. Amazon Prime will be shining a spotlight on Missouri Southern. The streaming service is on campus filming a series called The College Tour, showcasing colleges and universities all around the globe. KOAM's Jalen Banks has more.
Amazon Prime's The College Tour is a show that travels all over the world, covering and highlighting schools and universities. Former Amazing Race winner Alex Boylan hosts the show. He and film crew are in Southwest Missouri this week to feature Joplin's own Missouri Southern.
It's going to be a more perfect place to do an episode of the College Tour. You know what this university stands for, the experiential education, the fact that Joplin is a really cool town, the surrounding area is beautiful, but the fact that it's such a health care hub, and the programs that this university has that is associated and partnered with the healthcare system, it's just the story we had to tell.
The show aims to highlight a multitude of things at the university, such as the biology pond, athletics, health sciences, and the mock trial courtroom.
Yeah, I can spell that, yeah.
Alex says it's important to show the raw student experience.
You know, we always say, this is reality at its finest. Because it's real students and it's their real stories. And we just kind of bring that to life with the episode of television.
In Joplin, at Missouri Southern State University, Jalen Banks, KOAM News.
The film crew is going to be on campus and around Joplin through Friday. The episode featuring MSSU will air in about 2 months. Checking in with Doug Heddy for our first look at the weather.
Well, of course, for us today, we had some sunshine during the morning hours, and then hit and miss scattered storms have popped up this afternoon into the evening, still ongoing for us right now. And this is what we're going to see as we go through the overnight hours. 65, 33, we had pretty good frost and freeze during the morning hours for us today. And you can see these bands of scattered showers and thunderstorms. Most of these have been pretty small. We've had some small, very tiny hail pop out of these, but you can see this next little batch kind of increasing just a bit over the past couple hours from Fort Scott, Pittsburgh down toward Parsons and then Veneta. Just hit and miss, not a huge deal, but these are going to be out there kind of scattered about as we go through the overnight hours for us tonight. They may even flare up a little bit late tonight, especially on the Missouri side into the morning hours. Then the question is, how fast will we break out into sunshine? That will determine if we get severe thunderstorms tomorrow. We'll look at that here in just a bit.
See you then. Thanks, Doug. Baby formula might be harder to find for some. A shortage of baby formula, inflation, and product recalls have made it harder for families to find the formula. The Newton County Health Department's WIC program says they've been receiving more calls asking what to do if parents cannot find formula. So has local pediatrician Dr. Beth Garrett. Garrett has some advice for anyone looking for formula amid this shortage.
Of course, if you're heavily on the formula with your infant and all of a sudden you can't get that, then that creates a problem. And so we have had some calls wondering why, and we explained the situation with the recall.
Obviously, that was not Dr. Garrett. We can tell you that For more do's and don'ts to use baby formula alternatives, go to our website. That's KOAMnewsnow.com. Brings us to today's KOAM News Now Insta Poll. Today's question: have you or someone you know struggled to find baby formula? You can participate at KOAMnewsnow.com/vote or through the KOAM News Now mobile app. Results are updated live, and we're going to be checking in on them later in this newscast. Today marks the 27th anniversary of the Oklahoma City bombing. In 1995, Timothy McVeigh set off a truck bomb near the Alfred P. Murrah Federal Building in downtown Oklahoma City, killing 168 people, including 19 children. Today, survivors and families gathered at the Oklahoma City Memorial to honor those lost in the blast. The names of the victims were read aloud, followed by 168 seconds of silence. Pittsburgh police today worked on their cardio for a good cause. As part of the 41st annual law enforcement torch run, officers ran from the Pittsburgh Police Department to Pitt State's football field, passing the torch to each other on the way. Today's torch run sets up the Kansas Special Olympics Southeast Spring Games next month. Next week, area gardeners are going to make their way to Neosho, Missouri for the high school's annual plant sale. Neosho Future Farmers of America will be selling plants ranging from flowers and bedding plants to potted plants and vegetables. The plants have been grown by local agriculture and FFA students. The money raised will go back into the high school's greenhouse and help fund some activities, including a summer camp.
The plant sale is kind of like the end of our year-long project. So in ag, we do a lot of hands-on learning. And so this is a great opportunity for students to not only learn about raising and caring for plants, but to see the end product go out to customers.
Plant sale is going to be next Tuesday through Thursday from 3:30 to 6. Some kids in Joplin are showing that learning takes time, but it's worth it. More than 60 kids at Kelsey Norman Elementary stay after school 2 days a week as part of a running club. But it's not just about exercise. They also learn about kindness, compassion, and leadership.
The kids that I was working with especially are very energetic. They don't have the attention span that some kids in their grade do, and so I really wanted to facilitate a way to get them outside and really show them how they can control themselves, how they can get that energy out.
Each of the kids gets a chain or necklace with feet charms that get added as they reach a certain amount of miles. You can search for Let's Support Kelsey Norman's Running Club on GoFundMe to donate money for this after-school program. A local woman today was surprised with racing tickets. Now, you might remember Helen Hubbard. A couple of years ago, we ran a story about the then 100-year-old lifelong Chiefs fan when Kansas City won the Super Bowl. Well, now at 102, the Carthage resident was surprised by a couple, Kayla and Dwayne Barnhart, with tickets to a NASCAR race in Kansas City. It's something that has always been a dream of Helen's. I'm sure she'll enjoy it. Coming up, the CDC launches a new program aimed at forecasting the next public health emergencies. Plus, travelers react to a federal judge's decision to strike down the Biden administration's transportation mask mandate. The CDC is launching a new center to help predict emerging health threats. The agency announced its new Center for Forecasting and Outbreak Analytics. The CDC says the center will be like the National Weather Service, but for infectious diseases. It'll use data to guide decisions about broad public health needs like developing vaccines. The CDC will also help individuals decide whether it's safe for them to go into public spaces like movie theaters. Moderna says its first bivalent COVID-19 booster shot candidate is showing promise. Bivalent vaccines stimulate an immune response against two different antigens. Officials say the vaccine is comprised of the current vaccine with new updates that are based on the Beta variant. The company says the vaccine induced greater antibody responses against Omicron and other versions of the virus in comparison to the original booster shot. One thing most travelers can leave at home, their masks. Yesterday, a federal judge in Florida struck down the Biden administration's mask mandate for airplanes and other public transit. Some passengers are elated, others are hesitant. Reporter Naomi Ruckham has more from New York's LaGuardia Airport.
Travelers at LaGuardia Airport had mixed reactions Tuesday to the end of the mask mandate.
I'm totally vaccinated. I don't feel the need to have to wear a mask anymore.
We will be wearing our masks today. It's too early to decide what to do.
Monday, a federal judge in Florida appointed by former President Trump ruled the CDC had overstepped its authority by requiring masks on aircraft and public transit. Some major carriers quickly pivoted to mask optional policies, announcing the changes mid-flight.
We're ready to give them up. So thank you and happy Unmasking Day.
Refusal to wear masks was at the root of thousands of disruptions on planes during the pandemic.
The conflicts that might come up will be where I'm sitting next to somebody who's wearing a mask and I'm not, and them asking me to wear one because I'm sitting next to them. We may have a few more fights to deal with before this is all over.
The ruling leaves it up to airlines, airports, and mass transit systems to make their own decisions about mask requirements. Here at LaGuardia, masks are still required in the terminal. Uber ended its mask policy for drivers and riders, but New York City's public transit system plans to keep the mask requirement in place. The CDC had extended the mandate until May 3rd due to rising cases from the Omicron subvariant BA2.
Are you going to like to appeal the ruling or the ruling that the judge made striking down the mandate?
I haven't spoken to the CDC yet.
The Justice Department said late Tuesday if the CDC concludes the order needs to remain in place, it will appeal the ruling. Masks are still required aboard the president's plane, Air Force One. Naomi Ruckham, CBS News, New York.
Experts also point out that airplanes have superior air recirculation systems compared to trains and subways. The Biden administration is restoring parts of the National Environmental Policy Act. The 1970 law requires federal agencies to evaluate the environmental impact of construction projects like the building of highways, water infrastructure, and gas pipelines before they get underway. Former President Trump rolled back some of the law's key provisions, arguing they delayed projects from moving forward. Today, the White House announced it's bringing back some of those key parts. A little bit later, Columbus softball looks to stay undefeated as they take on Pittsburgh.
Plus, we have the threat for thunderstorms over the next few days. We're going to look at that coming up. Not a bad Tuesday for us today. We had the sunshine during the morning hours, and then during the afternoon hours, we got the clouds and some hit-miss scattered showers and thunderstorms across the region. And it looks like we have a severe threat, at least sticking around Wednesday into Thursday. A little bit of a break, then again Saturday into Sunday. Heavy amounts of rain. We are going to see a big warm up with temperatures. The winds are going to increase. Of course, you can get my month-long blog, KOAMnewsnow.com. You can check out the long-range forecast. Indigo sky just outside of Seneca, Missouri. Looks pretty good right now. Temperatures chilly. Not bad. Mid to upper 50s across the region. And we've had these scattered showers, even a few thunderstorms rolling through. Some of these guys have produced some very small hail throughout the daytime hours, and the moisture within these storms has been very low because the humidity at the surface has been way down there. But you can see the bands, which are kind of been working through. One little band from Nevada back just to the west of Pittsburgh, just to the west of Cherokee County down through Creighton County, Oklahoma. Again, nothing strong, nothing severe, nothing like that to worry about whatsoever as these continue to push through. But we do get some moderate rain just south of Nevada, and then toward Oswego west of Columbus, and then again to the west of Miami, just to the north of Veneta. As we go through the overnight hours tonight, we'll continue to see these little spotty showers and thunderstorms across the region. Main wave out to the west. This is going to pass to our north over about the next 36 hours and give us additional showers and thunderstorms. Severe threat tomorrow. Most of us, at least a low threat, but not many of us are going to get really anything because we're only going to have, and this is if the storms pop up, 1 or 2 storms. So that's it. So not Not a lot of us will be in that area, but if you're underneath one of those two storms, it could be a big deal. Timing from 4 p.m. to 11 p.m. We do have a tornado threat. It's low, but it is there. Hail threat is going to be, I think, the primary threat, so a little bit higher. All right, hit and miss, scattered little thunderstorms for us tonight. These may kind of ramp up a little bit late tonight into the morning hours. So we will start the day with scattered thunderstorms. Clouds kind of stick around into the early afternoon. If we can break out and see some sunshine, especially in our western counties, we'll get some scattered thunderstorms. 1 or 2 supercells will pop up. They could pop up anywhere from KC all the way down to Tulsa. We're in between, so somewhere in there. But hit and miss scattered little pop-up supercells. The ones that do pop up could go severe, so we want to watch this. And then more numerous storms as we get into late evening to our south, and then these will lift back toward the north with a warm front by the time we head into Thursday morning. So even those will have a severe threat on Thursday morning. Most of Thursday's storms will be north, but then again, Thursday night we'll get a complex that will try to head toward us Thursday night into Friday morning. So just a lot of rounds we need to keep our eyes on. Because we do have the threat tomorrow, we'll make it an alert day, 67, 75 Thursday, 81 on Friday. The winds are really going to pick up as well over the next couple days. Thunderstorm chances by the weekend once again.
And if it's alert day, then we will stay alert to whatever you and the weather team want to tell us.
That's what you want to do.
Here's a look at our tower camera sponsored by R.E. Smith Construction. His work continues on the KOAM More Power project. Check it out anytime on our website. That's KOAMnewsnow.com/power. Still ahead, Pittsburgh hosts undefeated Columbus for a pair of games today, and the Galena boys dominate the pole vault at the Columbus Invitational. Danny Terzer has the highlights and more up next.
Doug Hetty has earned the NWA seal of approval.
The Columbus Titans remain unbeaten at the midway point in this season. They're a perfect 11-0 heading into today's doubleheader. Columbus aims to stay perfect on the road against Pittsburgh. First inning, Lily Mooney grounds out, but Katie Simpson is able to score from third to get the Titans on the board. Then bases loaded for Lexi Stone. She hits it back up the middle to score off the double. It's 3-0 Columbus. Next inning, Gracie Major lays down a bunt. Throw goes to first, so Simpson is able to come home safely. Bottom half now, Aubrey Saporito keeps the Purple Dragons off the board. 3 straight strikeouts here. To the third, Pittsburgh hits a line drive to third base. Columbus turns the double play to end the inning. Saporito gets the shutout in the circle. Columbus takes game 1, 8-0. In Game 2, big win for the Purple Dragons. Pittsburgh hands Columbus its first loss of the season, 6-2. Titans track and field host the Columbus Invitational this afternoon. In the girls' long jump, Independence's Nala Burns wins with this jump here, reaching 15 feet 9 inches. Alacia Harris is right on her tail with a mark of 15 feet 8.5 inches. Good for second place for Pittsburgh. The Galena boys dominate on the pole vault, getting the top 3 marks of the day. Randy Cockrell wins the event with a mark of 12 feet 8 inches. Logan Ward comes in second place, hitting 11 feet. Pitt State is on the road today for some midweek non-conference action. The Gorillas have lost their last 4, aiming to get back on track today as they enter the final stretch of the regular season. Pitt State at Missouri S&T, the first of 2 games between these teams this season. The Miners win this one 5-2. Garrett McGowan goes 3 for 3 with a double and a run scored. Jordan Maxon and Cruz Aranda drive in the 2 runs for the Gorillas. Pitt State is back in action for a series against Newman starting on Thursday. Pitt State track and field racks up the honors today. The MIAA released the Athletes of the Week, and 3 Gorillas earn the recognition. Braylon Brewer earns Athlete of the Week honors for the 2nd straight week. He posted the fastest time in Division II this season in the 400-meter dash, running it in 46.28 seconds. Brewer also helped the Gorillas 4x400 meter relay team secure a historic win. LJ Kiner set the top mark in Division II this season in the triple jump. And finally, Blakely Wynn had the second best mark in Division II this season in the heptathlon, including the fourth best long jump mark in school history. That's a look at sports. We're back with more after this.
Nominate your Fort State hero today.
Call or click to learn more.
Take time now to honor a local veteran. John Badgley served in the U.S. Air Force from 1965 to 1969. Joplin native was stationed in Vietnam, and we salute Sergeant John Badgley, our Fort State hero. All right, let's take a moment now to check out our KOAM News Now Insta poll. We've been asking, have you or someone you know struggled to find baby formula? 56% say no, 44% have. That poll is now closed. Thanks, everyone who participated. Here's something straight out of a sci-fi movie. A doctor visited the International Space Station via hologram for a telemedicine visit. Yeah, kind of, sort of. NASA calls it a holoportation, combining the words hologram and transportation. Dr. Joseph Schmidt spoke with an astronaut as part of a 3D telemedicine visit. Schmidt says it's a, quote, brand new way of human exploration. Kind of a beam me up Scotty moment. Not quite, maybe, but seems kind of sci-fi anyway.
I just got bad memories because the CG at the bottom said to ISS in school suspension.
Oh, International Space Station. But now I really want to know about your school suspension story. Unfortunately, we have only 30 seconds.
All right, weather-wise, thunderstorms popping up late tomorrow afternoon into the evening hours. We need to keep our eyes on that.
Apparently need to keep an eye on the guy who gets in school suspensions. Final sports note.
Galena boys really good on the pole vault today. They take first, second, and third at the Columbus Invitational.
Nice. Impressive. Don't forget the morning show starts at 5 a.m. Let's make it a great tomorrow.
Service is provided by the Wild Side in Pittsburgh's